Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dale, aka D Rex. Today we got a special guest in the building. Can you please state your name and where you from?
It's Pablo, man. Y'all know what the fuck going on. I'm from Montgomery County, Mogo. You know what I'm saying?
Montgomery County in the building. How long have you been in Montgomery County? You been in Maryland your whole life?
Yeah, my whole life for real.
Okay, okay. You ever think about branching out or?
Yeah, definitely for sure. I don't know exactly where, but I definitely want to have like at least one house in Atlanta. I'm trying to have multiple houses, but Atlanta and California.
Ooh, Atlanta and Cali. Okay, I see you. All right, well, let's go ahead and get this game started. I'm gonna let you go ahead and start the clock. Hold up. Appreciate
Yeah, you probably about to bust my ass on this
you.
shit.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are back with a RBG over the board chess challenge. This is my first long form IRL chess game on the channel. We are playing Pablo from Montgomery County. Shout out Montgomery County, man. Today I decided to get my knights out, get my bishops out, take the center castle. That's why I kind of thought for a little bit before I made my first move. I really just wanted to get quick access to my minor pieces, take the center and castle. I'm really trying to play principle chess. Sometimes following the principles are not always easy, especially depending on what type of opponent you have. Sometimes you might have an aggressive opponent. Sometimes you might have a passive opponent. Sometimes you might have a tactical opponent. It just really depends on who you're playing. So as you can see, I got my minor pieces out. I got both knights out. I got one bishop out. I'm wondering if my opponent Pablo will allow me to put my queen pawn in the center. That will allow me to have two pawns in the center, both knights out, with my king being castled probably within the next one or two moves. That's really my game plan. And it turns out that my opponent allows me to actually have two pawns in the center. So as you can see from the analysis, it's saying that white is in the lead. I am in the lead. The computer is filling my position. I'm kind of filling my position. My next move is definitely putting that queen pawn in the center. I really want to take full control in the center. He kind of caught me off guard with this move right here by pushing the pawn up one space. I thought he was going to take the pawn, but he didn't. And here I miss a move. I think I should have moved my knight, but I just had to go ahead and get my dark square bishop out. I'm really trying to get all my pieces active. They're on really good squares, occupying really good diagonal spaces. I'm feeling really good right now. I'm looking around my surroundings. I'm at the mall. I like to stay alert while I'm playing. My opponent is thinking here for a minute. He's trying to come up with a game plan, but I'm also keeping my eye on the clock because time is of the essence. So he surprised me with this move right here. He wants confrontation in the center of the board. I decided to go ahead and take the pawn. It's good to get some pieces off of the board, especially when I'm already a pawn up. So I was like, you know what? It couldn't hurt to take the pawn. Let me go ahead and take it. Here I start seeing ghosts for some reason. I believe it was because I was scared that my light square bishop would be taken if I took the e5 pawn with my knight. But I forgot that my knight on c3 is guarding my light square bishop on b5. So that was a mistake on my end. And as you can see from the analysis, I kind of lost a little bit of momentum, but I'm still in the lead. Computer is still really feeling my position. And here we're getting close to the middle game, if not already in the middle game. The middle game is very tricky because you have to come up with a game plan. And depending on how good your game plan is, that will essentially decide the fate of the game. So I'm trying to come up with a game plan. I'm also not just me, but my opponent. We're both starting to get low on time. My opponent has about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I have about 3 minutes and 20 seconds. I'm up a whole minute, but that could change very quickly depending on if I make a mistake, if my opponent makes a mistake. Chess is one of those games where you really have to stay on your toes, really be paying attention and stay focused at all times. I felt like I probably should have moved my knight on c3 to d5, attacking the queen, putting pressure on the knight, also putting pressure on the c7 pawn. I didn't see it immediately, but I think I saw it the next move. I was like, let me go ahead and move that knight because it's on a really powerful square and a pawn is protecting it. So, you never know what could happen. He might slip up, he might not slip up. I really want to see what he does. It takes me a couple seconds to come up with the move and see it, but once I see it, I'm like, all right, let me just go ahead and go after it. So I go ahead and go after the move. I'm putting pressure on his queen. I'm just curious to see, like, what is he going to do? Is he going to move the queen? Is he going to take the knight? Like, what's up? I'm anxious. To my surprise, he did not move his queen. And as you can see from my reaction, I had to take a double take. I see that he left his queen hanging. You got to be very careful with the queen. The queen is the most powerful piece on the board. You can't just leave her hanging like that. I'm a taker, which I did. He takes back. Now the game is simple because all I really have to do is just get all of the pieces off of the board. The more pieces that come off the board, the quicker I have an opportunity to close this game out. And that's really the only thing that's on my mind. My opponent is a little bit frustrated because he left his queen hanging. I told him during the match, you know what I'm saying, the game isn't over. He said, yeah, it's not over, but still, that's my queen. And I felt him on that one because I've blundered the queen so many times. When you lose the queen, it's almost like, dang, maybe the game is over because that's just how much of a game changer she is on the board. He decides to go ahead and attack my rook with the bishop. I quickly block with a pawn. Probably was not the best move for my opponent. He moves back one square. I'm starting to get really aggressive on the board. I'm asking him, where are you going to put the bishop at now? I decided to go ahead and exchange bishops. Again, my job is simple. I'm up on material. As much pieces as I can get off the board, the quicker the better. So that's my whole game plan at this moment. A lot of pieces start falling off the board one by one. All my pieces are really protected. That's also another chess principle. And as you can see, my opponent has about 5 seconds left on the clock. I'm up 2 minutes. And it was a great game from Pablo. GG. Good game, buddy.
So this is it.
So appreciate you, man.
No, I might know who that is.
It was a good game, though. He had me for a minute.
That last little that got him off.
See that? He had me for a minute.
I'm not good at closing out.
So what I was trying to tell you was
You
when the
said
knight was
that
right
pawn.
here. No, it was the pawn right here, the knight right here, and your pawn was right here. You're supposed to take that. Boom. He put his bishop right here,
Nah, cause
and then you take it with your knight.
he had his other knight right here. My king was right here.
But that's
So
okay.
I had to.
It's that easy.
Nah, but you have to get your king out of check before you move. So I couldn't do nothing here. I had to do that first before I do that.
I mean, you moved and then made that move. You could have.
You got a plan at the beginning. You almost took my bishop if I would have went through with your plan, but I had seen, I was like, no, I can't do that. I had to move it. Yeah.
He saw what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
That was a good game for sure.
Yeah.
felt good to play some chess, man.
Yeah, sorry, man. Real quick.
I'm not grandmaster, but I'm not durable.
I feel you. Appreciate y'all, man.
What's your TikTok?
Rich Before Gamers.